Hi everyone, this is Natalie Vartanian from nataliethecoach.com, and I'm here this week to talk to you about this concept of what you want wants you. And this is really pertinent for me this week because today is my 1-year anniversary with Bob. Some of you may or may not know about him. I've talked about him, I've written about him, but he is the person that I am currently in relationship with, and I've described him as my dream guy. And this is true because he literally is the guy that I visioned in my wish list October of 2013. And so I wrote about him, I created this wish list about my ideal self, my ideal relationship, my ideal partner, and then August of the following year is when I met him. And I actually got into a relationship with him. I met him in July. And turns out he actually was visioning me as well. And this is something that we realized later when he read my wish list and then I read his. And it looks different. Like mine was literally 5 pages long. I go into great detail about how I show up in the relationship, what he's like, how I feel with him, what we do together, what our relationship is like, what our communication is like, all of that. Bob's was 1 page, and might also speak to the girl-guy dynamic in this one too, but we were visioning each other. We wanted each other, and it's so important to know this because we get so impatient sometimes, and I get it, I've been there too, in wanting to be with somebody already, to love somebody already, and why isn't it working out, and why haven't I found the person, and plain and simple, it's because it's not time yet. They're not here physically yet, or they're not ready, they're doing their own work. You know, I definitely in that time from when I wrote my wish list to when Bob came into my life, I was doing some work. Like I had fear of abandonment stuff that I was working through, how I like super quickly attached to people. I had to go on this date with this artist dude that was sweet, but oh my God, so emotionally like checked out. I had to experience those things. I couldn't have met him a moment before. But again, part of that is I had to wait to be with the person that really wanted to be with me in the same way I wanted to be with him. And I wanted to share a little bit of what he wrote so that you can see that, you know, he was there in his mind. And whether our partners that we end up meeting are doing literal lists or not, they're consciously and subconsciously wanting us and wanting that relationship and preparing for us. So forgive me as I look away for a moment for me to share what Bob had written. So his style of relationship, like designing, visioning, was talking about first kind of what he wants for himself, and then what does that mean about her, the person. And so what he wrote about what this means about her is that A, she commits to her own self above all. She has access to choice always. She is big, bold, powerful, and knows it. She is internally and emotionally fluent. She speaks her truth without expectation. She is impassioned with her life, joyful, and she is a goddess and owns it. So all of these things he wrote because that's what he felt it meant about the person that he would end up with, from this place of him knowing what he wants for himself. And I get emotional reading it again because that's me. And we knew it when we met each other. You know, it's like, oh, you're the person that I've been waiting for. But I was so clear on who I was and what I wanted and what that meant about the person that I was with, and vice versa. So what you want wants you and is out there. and it's just like making their way to you, just like you're making your way to them. And knowing that, allow that to be the thing that gives you faith and gives you confidence and allows you to just show up and do you and be you and live your life and enjoy your life from that place of knowing that it's gonna happen when the time is right, and you're just doing your best to prepare yourself for when they finally show up in your life. And this is part of the work that I do too in the Love Magic retreats that I put on every quarter, and also the virtual love course that I do, which is self-paced, and you get really clear on letting go of what you need to let go of, and then getting crystal clear on what you want to bring in. I walk you through my wish list process, which has worked 4 times. Every time I've written it, the guy has shown up. And luckily this last time I was ready for like my guy and that dream relationship, and he showed up. So go on over to nataliethecoach.com and subscribe for the newsletter if you haven't already. And also check out the virtual love course and the Love Magic retreat if you're ready to do this kind of work and really be intentional on calling that person in. And when you sign up for the newsletter, you do get section 1 of the virtual love course for free, so you can check it out and see what that's like to start that process of dismantling how you feel around relationships and letting go of the things that are getting in the way and unknowingly sabotaging it. So thanks so much for being here, and know again, what you want wants you.